In this video I'm going to show you how to draw this simple daffodil. The supplies are very basic, so we're working on a postcard sized piece of paper which is A6, and that's 148mm by 105mm. Then you'll need a pencil, a pair of compasses, a rubber, protractor, a ruler and a Fineliner pen, and then if you're colouring it in afterwards, of course you'll need your pencils and paints. So we're going to start off with drawing our guidelines for the daffodil, and we want a circle that's 6 centimetres in diameter, so we're going to set our compass to 3 centimetres, and about a third of the way up draw yourself your guideline of a circle. Then we're going to put in another guideline, so you want to set your pair of compasses to 1 centimetre, and draw yourself a 1 centimetre circle. And then we're going to put in the guidelines for our petals. So I don't want my petals to be straight up and down, so I'm just going to put my ruler on a slight edge like so and draw a line, and then taking the protractor and making sure everything's all nicely set up. I just want to mark off 60 degrees and 120 degrees. That 60 degrees is right on the edge there, that's fine. Just pop that in there and then turn it over, and again 60 degrees and 120 degrees. And then from those marks that I've made, I'm just going to draw in some faint lines across, mark to mark. Alright, so now we can start drawing our daffodil. So the first bit we're going to draw is actually the little central bit where the trumpet of the daffodil is. So just around that circle, let's draw a nice wiggly line all the way around. And then we'll come back to doing the inside detail bit later when we fine line it. And now we're going to draw in our petals. So my first petal, there's 6 petals as you can see, and 3 are at the front and 3 are behind. So let's draw the 3 at the front first. So this is where my first petal is going to be. It's going to span these 2 sections here. So just coming in a tiny bit from this guideline, from the base of where the trumpet is, just bring the petal out a little bit and then curve the line back in to meet the intersection of the line in the circle. And the same on the other side, so just work up from this guideline a little bit, out and up towards the top. Turn the paper around, miss out one guideline, and now this one's going to be the central one where the petal is. So again, just work in a little bit from this guideline, curve out and up, and the same on this side. Miss this guideline out, and we're going to work with this one. So that's the first 3 petals done. Now we're going to work on the ones that are behind. So same movement, just imagine though now with your pencil that your pencil's moving around, just so you get a nice idea of where the petal will be going. And again, just move it around, and then as soon as you hit space behind that petal, you can draw it in. So that's the daffodil done. Now we're just going to put a stem in and then a couple of leaves. So taking this as your centre, so your stem wants to come down here, so just a little bit to either side of that. Just draw a nice straight line down. And now we're going to draw a couple of lines for the leaves. So daffodil leaves a long swooping leaf that has a bit of a curve at the top, as you can see, and a bit wider at the top than it is at the bottom. So let's start from the bottom and draw a long swooping curve up. I'm going to try and get it behind this petal here because I want it to look as if it's going behind. So let's swoop that line up, come out the other side, and just make it a little bit wider at the top and swoop it back down. And the same on the other side. Nice long curve. Curved top to the leaf, a little bit wider at the top, and then bringing it back down. I'm going to put in a little bud here. So just following the same line, swerve up, and then I'm just going to put a curved line, so a bit of a curved line just like so at the top. Think that our top of our stem will be about here, so let's draw the stem in so we can got that there already, and then another little curved line just underneath, and then we'll just take another curved line from the base of where the stem is just up and over the top, and that creates our bud. And then I'm going to put another leaf in here, but I'm just going to make it so it looks as if it's bending over a little bit. So curve it up, curve down, another curve up, and then just bring the leaf in, so just under where that little curved line is, bring the leaf in, and another line down, curved line down. And there we have our daffodil. So I'm just going to quickly outline that, and then I'll just show you what I'm do for the detail in the middle, and then we'll be done with the drawing. So everything's outlined, so it just remains for us to put that little bit of detail into the centre of the daffodil. So just with your Fineliner pen, just follow the edge of where the trumpet is, but this time put in little dotted lines. So just a broken line like so, and then right in the middle where the stamen is, again just a few dots, and that's the drawing done. So it's time to put some colour on the daffodil now. So if you have watercolour pencils, that's great. If you don't, then that's fine as well. You can just colour them in and shade as I'm showing you, but I'm going to use the watercolour pencils. So very simple. I'm going to start off with the sun yellow of the Derwent Inktense. I'm just going to colour in all of the petals, the centre of the daffodil, and then this bud here. So I'm going to colour all of those in sun yellow, and then using the apple green I'm going to colour in the stem and all the leaves, and I'll just use the apple green for those. So I'm going to do that, then I'll add a little wash of water over the top of all those, and then I'll come back once that's done and show you how to do the shading. So you'll see that my yellow and green have been added, and I've just put a wash of water over them just to bring out the lovely colours with these Derwent Inktense pencils. And now it's time to put a little bit of shading in. So we're going to start off with tangerine, or any kind of orange would be absolutely fine, and just very light with little circular movements. I'm going to start off in the centre where the stamen are, and just put a little bit of colour around there, and then we're going to pretend that the light is coming in from the top left hand corner, so that shadows are going to be created when it hits the light hits from that direction. So we'll start off by putting some shadows. This is where this trumpet of the daffodil sort of opens out, so we'll start off by putting in some shadows along here. And we'll do a bit of a curve right down to about here, and again just light movements, little circular movements are great, just gets your pencils blending nicely. So I'm just going to leave that there for the moment, and then I'm going to put in some shadows underneath these petals. So I'll work my way around here, on this side of the trumpet of the daffodil, and then shadow underneath this area. And then I'm going to work under here, so let's put some shadow under this petal. And then because there is depth here, I'm going to put some shadow along there, and also actually just along here because there's a bit of depth beneath those sets of petals and the trumpet there. So I think I'll leave that for the moment, and then I'm going to put a little bit of shadow under here on the bud. And just refining these areas a little bit. Just keep going until you're happy. I think I'm going to leave that there. And then for the green shadow, I'm using felt green, so it's just a slightly darker green than the apple green that we used. So I'm going to put, again thinking that the shadow is coming in from here, I'll start off with a bit of shadow underneath this petal, and then I'm going to work the shadow down the right hand side of the stem, and very gently. There's going to be a lot more shadow in this base area here because obviously all of the leaves and stems have all bunched up together, so I think I'll put quite a bit of shadow in at the bottom here, all the way across. And then each of these leaves and stems, I'm just going to put some shadow on the right hand side. And then finally a little bit of shadow at the base of this leaf here. Bring it round the corner there. And a little bit of shadow at the bottom here. Okay, and there we have our daffodil drawing. I'd love to see what you've created, so please tag me on Instagram at Crafts for Wellbeing. All the details are in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.